Hi everyone! So first video review for this week is for Love for Auction by Karen Klein, which is her latest release, which is coming out really soon. I have just posted my Goodreads review, so if you want to check that out. If you're on Facebook, then there is a link within the post. If you're on my blog, there is also a link within the post, and if you are on YouTube, then there's a link in the description below. And this is the video review. So Love for Auction by Karen Klein. Oh, this was so much fun. It's basically a story about starting over again, and I've read Karen's other books and this is something different as well, so she's jumped into a completely different genre as well. So it's basically a story about Phil, who is Philippa, who is a celebrity auctioneer, and Kim, and they have one thing in common. They have both returned to Corthwell, whether it be for the first time or because they have history there, to settle down and kind of find themselves. It's where they've both sort of found themselves now that they're at a stage in life where they feel like they need to settle. So they end up finding each other. Phil hosts an auction for the family home that Kim is selling, and it leads to them spending a bit of time with each other, getting to know each other better. So what I really like is this is obviously celebrity romance in a way, even though Phil doesn't really do her celebrity bit anymore, but it's also an age gap romance, and I love an age gap romance, so that was absolutely brilliant. And it's quite an up and down romance, as most age gaps are, because Phil isn't much of a commitment type. In fact, actually, Phil was the surprising character in this one, but she doesn't want to hurt Kim. So they both have a few misunderstandings between them because of the uniqueness of their situation, and they have a lot to learn, not only about themselves but about each other, if they are truly going to get what their heart desires. So like I say, being something different from Karen, I was really excited to read this, and it had an age gap, so I was totally sold from the moment I was asked if I would read and review it. And it's very obvious how Kim and Phil are different, not just from their age, but their personalities and everything, but their ages, they do impact the story in a different way. Like I say, the fact that Phil, she wasn't your typical older character in Lesfic. She was a love 'em and leave 'em type, which is really it's quite different, because usually you get the weary, sort of lacking in confidence, and a little bit wary of the younger one who is so like really committed and confident. And so it made this something different, and I adored the twists and turns in the story. There was a lot of them, and it really focused on how a small community, a little village, really helps people to find themselves. So Phil and Kim were both finding themselves, but also how villages and communities dig out home truths, and it really taught you how to learn to care and be a better person. That's what really drove the plot. So it was really heartfelt and really fun, but it also dealt with all the trials that Phil was having to change her habits, to put someone else's happiness and feelings before her own. Kim really wasn't like that as a character, so she didn't have so much of that development, but again, she had to learn to trust and take a chance and everything, all the usual things you expect. So I really enjoyed the story, and it had the perfect amount of romance and drama just to make it really believable and exciting. But Phil and Kim, they have quite a good friendship. They have a very hot attraction for one another, and they weren't really able to keep their hands off of each other once they had decided that they were attracted to each other. And it was quite apparent how well suited they were to one another, even when they were misunderstanding each other, and they do that quite a bit. It's very easy, again with age gaps, it's very easy to misunderstand each other, and that's really important, and Karen really focused on that as well. So I just loved how they got on and they complemented each other, even though they were so alike yet so different in their personalities. It really was a great story, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend it. I am looking forward to maybe seeing more of Phil and Kim in the future, because I think they have a lot more to give. And like I say, it was an exciting story. It was nice to read an age gap with a bit of a difference, where the age gap character is the more confident one. because it's usually the young one that's really confident, and Phil had so much confidence, and it was great to see a character who was just really sure of herself. Even though Kim made her a little unnerved and a little unsettled, she was still very, very sure of herself. So I loved that about her. So I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and pre-order yourselves a copy of the book. Like I say, it's out really, really soon, so make sure you grab a copy so that you have it on release date. If you've read Love for Auction, if you've been lucky enough to read it as an early copy for review, or if you read it once you've purchased it and it's come out and you're listening to this review after release date, then if you've read it, please get in touch. Please let me know, how much did you enjoy it, what did you think of it. If you haven't read it yet, or if it's on your to read list, or you're going to pre-order it now, or you're really, really interested in reading it, again, let us know, because it's always great to hear what you are interested in reading. And if you do grab a copy of it, I really, really hope you enjoy it. Bye.